And a man that is preaching grace without truth is one of the agents of darkness in this end time that have been sent to cripple the church.
The present Nigerian church is running with one. That's what has made it bankrupt. Those two active ingredients is revealed in John 1:17. He said the law came by Moses. But what did Jesus bring? Everyone say grace and truth. What is it that is destroying Nigerian Christianity? Hyper grace message. What is it that they remove that is causing the corruption? Truth. That's a lie. There are two ingredients. I studied industrial chemistry. Our name, according to Jesus, is light. The other name is salt. So I take salt. Salt is made of sodium and what? Chlorine. He said you are the salt of the earth. Why are we now saltless? Because if you tear them apart and you have only sodium, it's a poison. It kills people. If you take only chlorine, it's also a poisonous gas. It kills people. But once you react them, you create a life-saving compound called sodium what? Chloride. Jesus brought two elements that must be reacted to create a genuine Christianity and genuine salvation. If you run with that grace, then the first person you destroy is you, and the other people are the people you are giving that medicine.
Some time ago, a man of God was teaching and he mischievously said, you know, all these people preaching grace, they preach grace without truth. That's a lie. Grace and truth are not two things. The word "and" there is the kai, the TKS rule of Bible interpretation, which is copulative, which is not a conjunction but a further explanation. So grace, which is the truth, exists as Jesus Christ.
So a grace preacher, once upon a time in this nation, when one of our fathers came and balanced the whole argument of grace, that Jesus was contained, the content of Jesus was what? Grace and truth. And that our father now used sodium chloride to explain. Sodium, if it stands alone, is a poisonous gas. Chlorine too is poisonous, but when you react them together, it forms sodium chloride, which is table salt. It's edible. In fact, if you have not seasoned your stew with salt, it will taste like tomato. May the Lord give you understanding. So a grace intellectual man came and he said, it's not grace and truth. That "and" in the Greek is kai, which is not a conjunction, but is an explanation. If we use that rule and that logic, you know, some of us are I saw Foley at work because he doesn't know we went to school. I have a software that can isolate the Greek word and show me all the times he appeared in the scripture, and all the times kai appeared in scripture, it was never an explanation, it was a conjunction. It means if you take truth from grace, it is poisonous. You become Samson. Are you there? You will hear Jesus say, woman, even me myself have not condemned you, even though I have the right to condemn you because I am without sin. I have decided to forgive you, but go and what? And sin. In this your state of liberty that I'm giving you, you are going to preserve it with truth. When grace goes to work, because in grace God is the one at work. And the reason why Jesus could forgive the woman was because he was going to the cross in the next few days to pay for that her sin. So he says, go, but sin no more. Truth is the only way we can preserve the dividends that we get by grace. And a man that is preaching grace without truth is one of the agents of darkness in this end time that have been sent to cripple the church and to give us another God called sin. I can show you scriptures, but I don't have time. I would have shown you the encounter that Paul had, and he was taken to the third heavens. Right? And then he was also taken to paradise. According to scripture, paradise is beneath, the third heavens is above. So if the kai used in that scripture, which is and, means further explanation, it means heaven and the other world are the same. Oh, you didn't get my logic. Let me leave you. I studied all the scriptures, and in no case was that Greek word what the man said it was. He was trying to manipulate us, believing that we were not learned enough to know that he was too proud to admit that he had goofed. You were not there when they wrote the Bible, so if you teach and you go out of line, can't you be humble and say, you know, last time I went out of sync? The Bible is older than your forefathers. So you can say, who am I? It's an old book. So I didn't see this part. And we will hail you as a champion because you acknowledge that, okay, the Bible is superior to you. When you now manifest and you want to prove that you are superior to the Bible, you are speaking for somebody else. Sorry, I had to go there.
Now, the issue of hyper grace, I remember posting that particular video where Dr. David addressed the issue of hyper grace. I posted it on this page some time ago, and of course a lot of comments and all that. Now, grace and truth, in his own perspective or based on his own submission, that it is grace and truth that balance that grace message. Grace and truth. Dr. Abel Damina, on the other hand, responded. I remember I also posted a video on this page where he said grace and truth are not mutually exclusive. That is, grace and truth are the same. It is not grace and, according to Dr. Abel Damina, that it is grace, and that is grace and truth are the same. That was his own argument. Now, many of what we see these days, just like Apostle Arome said, is this version of grace, or the hyper grace, extreme grace. That's what we see these days, right? There has to be a balance. As much as a lot of people have issues with what they call grace these days, if you want people to even accept it, there has to be, you have to preach the balanced version of the grace, right?